for the playing of both the Japan national anthem as well as our very own United States.
Now the scene finally set. I'm Jim Barniak along with Bob Wright, and we're so happy to be bringing you exclusive coverage of World Championship Boxing, the World Bantamweight title. That's Ed Darian.
Bantamweight Championship, which is scheduled for 15 rounds. This evening's championship bout is being promoted by Peltz Boxing Promotions in association with the Sands Hotel Casino of Atlantic City, New Jersey, and is approved by both the World Boxing Association, Supervisor in Attendance, Mr. Nick Karasiotis, as well as the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, the former heavyweight champion of the world, the Honorable Jersey Joe Wolcott, Commissioner, Robert W. Lee, Deputy Commissioner, the physicians in attendance at ringside this evening, Chief Physician Dr. Frank B. Doggett, as well as Dr. Stanley P. Rogers and Dr. Paul T. Williams. The judges for this championship bout, ladies and gentlemen, from Panama, Mr. Marcos Torres. Also from Panama, Ms. Engmar Urunaga. And from the state of New York, Mr. Joe Santarpia. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of this scheduled 15-round World Boxing Association Bantamweight Championship from the state of New York, Vincent Ranone. Introducing the principals. First in the red corner, the challenger, wearing the all-blue trunks with the accessories, weighing in at 117 3/4 pounds. He is undefeated in 22 professional bouts. He is the #1 contender from Tokyo, Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eijiro Murata. Murata. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the black accessories, tipping the scales at 117 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in 28 professional bouts. The World Boxing Association Bantamweight Champion from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jolton Jeff Chandler. Chandler.
There's Jolton Jeff, the people's choice, no question about that. And he knows how to play to the crowds, too. He winks at people going by. He gets the crowd really whipped up in his favor. And he's on his home turf, obviously, tonight.
Jeff's one of the legitimately skinny guys you'll ever see, Jim. He's a very, very naturally lean, light fella. Has very little trouble making this weight of 118 pounds. Despite pretty good height, he stands about 5'7".
He's a ravenous eater, too, but never can gain any weight. Round number 1.
Jeff throwing a right hand right off the bat. Get a little respect. Unfortunately, he missed it.
Let's see if Eijiro Murata mimics his style of the previous fight and turns it into a brawling, pushing, shoving one. If he stays at a distance, he better have some fast hands, I'll tell you that.
Jeff tried a right-hand lead there. That's a tactic he went to in about the 3rd or 4th round of the first fight. Did it again, led with the right hand. Murata has a tendency to drop the left just a touch at times, and Chandler's trying to get over it. tagged him with a little right there.
Sneaky little quick right got in before the guard came up. Another crisp right hand. Not a punishing blow by any means, just a little jab, a little flick, just to let the opponent know it's there. But a nice aggressive round for the champion.
They're sparring now. Each one's trying to establish his control, establish that he can sting the other man.
That right hand gets in, glanced off the glove, but then landed right on the jaw. So Chandler doing better with the right hand than the left right now. See that right? Landed again.
He's leading with it too, Jim. About half the time he's using it as a lead punch without sending out a left ahead of it.
Minute to go in the opening round, the World Bantamweight title. Eijiro Murata, Jolt and Jeff Chandler with those white trunks. Must be the Philadelphia style, those long, almost knee-length trunks. Joe Frazier was the first fighter I saw can recall wore trunks like that. There's the bell, round one. Little menacing glance by the champion there. He didn't like the extracurriculars at the end of the round. All right, lots more great action coming, including a look at one of the fine films you'll be seeing on Prism. Here it is.
Jolt and Jeff Chandler, the bantamweight champion of the World Boxing Association from South Philadelphia, getting ready for round two of this scheduled 15-rounder at the Sands Casino Hotel here in Atlantic City. A little redness around Eijiro Murata's nose already, Jim, from those right leads and occasional lefts that Jeff was snapping off in the last round.
The right hand lands high, but it does land. Chandler so much more the aggressor so far. Murata hasn't figured out exactly what to do yet.
Murata is giving him distance, Jim, which surprises me. I would have thought he'd have learned in the first fight that he can't afford to do that. He has a reach disadvantage. Chandler looks a little quicker tonight than Murata, a little more so than he did on the tape we saw in the first fight. Good right hand lead again. He stepped in with that one very quickly. Again, the right hand lead. It's not a savage punch, Jim, but it's a stinging punch, a hurtful punch. Certainly one that's scoring, building up points for the champion.
Chandler landed a nice crisp little short left and came back with a crisp little right in there. He's not landing the big bombs, but they're beating the hands of Murata right now. And they're counting very effectively.
And it's very early in the fight. If you can establish this much control early, that's pretty satisfactory, Jim. is not showing nearly the amount of aggression that he did in Tokyo in the first fight. And he pressed more, tried to get inside, tie up.
The judges for this fight, 2 of them from Panama, 1 from New York City.
Good right hand just before the bell by Chandler, Jim.
Good right hand as we follow Eijiro Murata back to his corner.
He hasn't been able to come back with anything behind it.
Here we go, 3rd round. Gotta say that Chandler's been in control so far. The challenger from Japan still not certain how he wants to go about this.
Great. Don't punch. Step out. Back.
Referee Vincent Rainoni could have a great deal to do with the outcome of this fight, Jim. The referee in Japan was not quick to break the fighters when Murata tied up on the inside, which he did frequently, as our viewers could see on portions of that tape. So far, he hasn't tried that. If he does try to tighten it up and tie up, it'll be interesting to see whether Raynon, who was warning him now for an unintentional rabbit punch, if Raynon would allow it to go on very long before he broke them.
Murata has had only 22 fights. This is his 23rd. He's had 3 draws and 19 wins. Have no idea about his amateur record.
Well, Chandler's had all of 20, I think this is his 29th fight, and he had virtually no amateur record. So they're really only separated by 5 fights or so, Jim. That's not a whole lot. Good uppercut with the right hand by Chandler. Good left hand by Chandler. Again, crisp.
A minute to go. We're in the 3rd round. Murata having trouble solving the aggressiveness now of Chandler.
Break. No punch. Back.
Raynon moved in rather quickly to break them there.
Right hand by Chandler, his best blow of the fight.
Murata coming on a little bit, getting a little bit more aggressive, and Chandler taking advantage to counterpunch.
Right hand to the body scores, too, by Jeff Chandler. Mixing his punches now, up and down. Oh, right hand by Chandler lands again, catches Murata coming in. 3 good right hands in this sequence by the champ.
That last one had a jolting quality to it, Jim. And Murata gives him a look as though he felt those shots. I'm not sure what he was trying to say with that little glare at the
Julian Solis, his most recent defense was a knockout over Solis in 7 rounds, and he's had 2 other defenses since, including one against Murata.
And he wants very much to fight Lupe Pintor and settle the matter for once and for all of who is the world champion among 118-pounders.
Much talk, too, about an upcoming bout with his South Philadelphia rival, Johnny Carter, the U.S. bantamweight champion.
They're going to have to make that fight one of these days. I myself think it may be as much as a year off yet, Jim.
4th round action. A good start so far for the champion if you're just tuning in.
Chandler's balance seems a bit better tonight than it was in the fight in Tokyo. He's not fighting quite as straight up as he did that day. And he seems to be in better position to withstand when Murata comes rushing at him. I suspect it's a result of working in the gym specifically on that, because Murata was able to push him off balance a fair number of times.
Murata's starting to mix it now.
He's scoring. He's still catching some of those right-hand leads, and that was a stunning left. Stinging, not stunning.
Another good right-hand lead. We're just about halfway through the 4th round.
Just beginning to get a little closer to combinations now, Jim. Vincent Raynon warning Murata not to hold and hit.
Chandler, the first American in many, many years to hold this crown, and he's trying to hold on to it here.
Murata closing ground now. Chandler's fighting him well inside, getting his hands underneath. Good jabs by Chandler.
Round 4 and more stares. How about these two? There's K.O. Becky. She likes what she sees.
Well, I'm just moving right now, trying to get a little jab in there. I just see I try to lead with my left hand as he's throwing his right, and that's what caught.
Okay, then you cleaned up. He beat the count, but you certainly took him out with lots of uppercuts. Randy?
Right in,
Let me ask you something. You've won every fight you've ever been in. You're 1-0. You've knocked out everybody you've ever faced. One knockout. You ready for Matthew Saad Muhammad?
I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm looking in the cruiserweight division myself. I don't know about the light heavies.
What made you decide to get into professional fighting?
Well, I think I'm a good fighter. I enjoy the people.
Up here, I think. Yep.
How does Murata?
Closed his eyes momentarily on that. Well, they've been staring at one another at the ends of these rounds and beginning them with straightaway punches like you just saw there. An overhand right by Chandler. The left right.
Chandler's throwing them 2 at a time now.
Crisp, aggressive beginning by Chandler as he gets popped a little bit with a right, but he was falling away and it didn't hurt him.
Chandler established respect for himself in Murata's mind early and has been able to control the pace of this fight. Murata made an effort in the last round when he bored in, rushed him to the ropes to try and take control from Chandler. Wasn't able to do it. Those long jabs and right-hand leads are keeping Murata at a distance.
Straight right hand works. Right to the body works. Left works.
Chandler just got underneath that tight right hand by Murata. Good boxer, good defensive boxer Jeff Chandler is.
Okay, he gets hit with a left hand there, Chandler does. Doesn't seem to faze him. He comes right back with a crisp right. 5th round, and I've got all 4 so far for Jeff Chandler, and he's having a nice round here. We're halfway through.
I'd have to agree with you on the scoring, Jim. I don't think Murata's won a round.
Right. Out. Back step. Back. Back.
Good right hand by Chandler, sneaking it in again.
Murata having trouble on that first punch. He just seems to can't pick it up when he gets hit. And then covers up.
Chandler just a little too quick for him, I think, Jim.
Less than 30 now.
Good right hand. Good right hand lead. Feinted the left, led with the right hand. They're not crushing punches, but they score, and they hurt you. They become cumulative as the fight goes on.
All right, furious action here and a more staring going on. I'm Jim Barniak along with Bob Wright. We're happy to here at the Sands Hotel. Vince Renone, the referee, meeting them in the center.
Jeff Chandler, Jim, has seemed to approach this fight in the ring tonight almost as a crusade, almost as though he has to prove that that it wasn't that close in Japan, that he can control Murata.
Sixth round. I've got them all for Chandler so far. Impressive welterweight Bobby Joe Young, a knockout winner earlier tonight.
Murata trying to establish some rhythm, trying to establish a rhythm before throwing punches, and while he's doing it, Chandler just pops a left right down the middle and upsets his rhythm. Good right by Chandler.
Murata can really take a punch. We've noticed that. Not only tonight, but previously, too. He got hit with some pretty good shots in Tokyo, but never appeared to be in any trouble. Chandler has KO'd 13 of his 26 opponents. Not known as a devastating puncher, he relies on classic timing more than anything else. About a minute left. Sixth round and a right uppercut. Was probably the best punch of the fight so far by Chandler.
It was an uppercut, Jim, that Chandler used in the late rounds in Tokyo to do some scoring.
Now he's hurt his fighter. He got him coming in with a right hand, and here comes Murata fighting hurt. Very gamely. Chandler starting to land more effectively now. Not as often, but more effectively. And his confidence has to be really building, Bob.
Yeah, I think his confidence is very high. You watch him glare at the guy. He wants to stop this guy, I think, Jim. He wants to score a knockout here tonight. And that's not been the case with most of Chandler's fights. He's usually been satisfied just to win. If the knockout came, fine. But he looks to me like he's gunning for it tonight. Of course,
sixth round is over. It's a punch that'll put a cut on your forehead, eye, or cheekbone.
Murata doesn't look as though he doesn't show any scar tissue on that face. He doesn't look as though he might have been cut previously.
Round 7, scheduled 15, of course. WBA version of the World Bantamweight title.
Murata's legs are getting a touch coltish, Jim. I think that last round took quite a bit out of him.
There's a right hand underneath the arms of Murata, scores right to the body. Murata taking the shots now. One here, one there. Not generating anything in the way of offense.
It's not that he isn't trying, but every time he appears to have himself set, Chandler beats him with a punch. He just isn't able to get off. Chandler's a shade too quick for him, and knows it.
Murata brawling more now.
Trying to get inside, although Chandler went inside fairly well with him that last time.
Uh-oh, a little bit of head knocking going on. That one a little low, and we're going to get a warning right away.
Chandler bops his ear with the left hand, comes up with an uppercut to the chin.
This might be Murata's best round. He's gotten inside a little bit more. That's it for round 7.
Who held Chandler to a draw in Tokyo last April, but is probably trailing by 5 or 6 rounds on the official cards here tonight.
This is the 8th. Chandler's 4th defense of the title, which he won back in 1980. A little over a year ago.
Chandler complaining to referee Vincent Renon.
Chandler, some kind of a almost an amateur boxing gesture there, a little bow to the opponent. Gotta watch how you bow to these Japanese fighters.
Murata is closing now, tying up more. Although Renon, the referee, has not allowed him to stay in tight long. He is grabbing hold when they get close more frequently than he was.
There's the lead right hand again by Chandler. And a left land. Chandler doing very well with his lead punches. And we'll give Murata credit because he does not get hit often with combinations. He's very good after that initial hit of covering up or getting inside and holding. We're in round 8. We've got a minute to go. Oh, a right hand. Right on the chin. Chandler now with the big punches.
Murata was making a bid to gain control in the first part of this round, but Chandler fighting it off right now. This fight is so far being fought the way Chandler wants it fought, not the way Murata wants it fought. And you have to give a fighter some credit for that, some scoring credit for that. That's control of the situation. You notice there that when Murata threw that right hand at the end, Jim, the way Chandler turned his face away, he got hit, but he never caught the full force of that punch. That's good defense.
9th round action. Crisp punches, many of them landing. Jeff Chandler complaining about the head now of the challenger.
I think that's what he complained about earlier to Raynon.
This fight taking on now the appearances of the final 7, 8, 9 rounds of their first fight. Lone difference so far is that Murata was able to land pretty good right hands in that first fight. He hasn't done so yet.
That awkward overhand right that he scored so well with in Tokyo has not been seen a great deal tonight, Jim. It could be because Chandler has been using the leads to beat him to the punch. Murata has to get set to throw that, and he gets tagged there with a right-hand lead.
Left-hand low blow being warned is Murata. Chandler now picking his spots and landing effectively.
Good defensive posture. That right hand up covering the chin. Moves the body just a little bit this way or that to pick off a shot. And still has the other hand free to either feint or punch.
Good combo. And a third punch. We're in the 9th round with what appears to be a convincing fight for Jeff Chandler, who just misses ending it all there.
Murata does not seem to have as much sting in his punch anymore, Jim. He's still throwing them, but I don't think Chandler has a great deal of respect for them, which is what happened again in the first fight when we got around the 10th round.
The bell ends round 9.
Very seldom do you see Jeff's head snap when Murata hits him. You frequently see Murata's head snap back by both the left jab and the right hand leads.
Very animated corner, the Murata camp during this last break. I'm sure they can sense that their fighter is going to have to start to go to work here. He's falling way behind.
Punch out, let's go.
They may have been telling him, Jim, that New York and Panama, which is where the, quote, neutral judges hail from, are a lot closer to Atlantic City than they are to Tokyo.
Step out.
Chandler likes to do his own refereeing up there. I get a kick out of it. Anytime he spots what he thinks is an infraction, a head or a low blow or whatever, he takes it upon himself to warn the fighter.
He's also fairly adept at using his elbows on the inside. Every once in a while, you'll see him cross the elbows up in front of the body, which is a good defensive tactic. But then Jeff will lean forward and catch a guy in the upper chest or the Adam's apple. Does it so well, I've never seen him get warned for it.
10 rounds. Both fighters with a lot left.
I don't remember ever seeing Chandler run out of gas any time in his whole career. He's always been a well-trained, well-conditioned fighter. And I think Murata probably, after running a little bit low, although not out of gas in the late rounds in Tokyo, is better prepared tonight for the distance, though maybe not for that right hand, which nailed him flush on the chin And that was the best punch Chandler has gotten off tonight.
Well, Murata came straight on top of Jeff Chandler. We don't know if the punch was enough to drop him or not, but he took advantage anyway and was able to come in and cover up. He's hurt.
Chandler senses it, that Murata is hurt. He wants distance.
Jeff Chandler trying to land the big one.
He got a good part of the shoulder into that right hand, right on the side of Murata's chin.
Eijiro's left hand now has dropped about 6-8 inches.
And that's important because that's why Chandler's able to slip a shot in like that.
You see that left hand of Murata now? It's down. That was round 10, and let's have a look at one of the great movies of last year.
On the side of the jaw, back near the point of the jaw, and he got a good bit of shoulder into it. We're back to live action now, of course, and Chandler trying to maintain control of a fight that he's virtually controlled from the outset, at least in my very unofficial opinion.
Can't see how Murata can do it any other way except by knockout at this stage. We're in the 11th round. Lower left there, that's manager K.O. Becky cheering on Jeff Chandler just behind his corner. She's non-stop. Talk about being able to go 15. That lady can do it better than anybody.
She must have been something else in Tokyo, some of the stories that I've heard about her visiting over there. When Chandler went there last April to fight this same boxer. This match is being televised back to Japan and Korea on a delayed tape basis, I believe, Jim.
That is correct.
I'm kind of glad because without that, it might be very possible for the Japanese to feel that it was that their guy got a local officiating job that hurt him. And I think Chandler has really controlled this fight.
Chandler doesn't like the head going to work again that Murata employs as he comes in close. With this big lead, understandably, he doesn't want to see it all vanish by a cut. Round 11. About a minute, 40 seconds to go.
It's tough to tell, but I think there's a bit of a swelling on the cheekbone under the left eye of Murata. He has wide cheekbones, but I think the one on his left eye, I think he's got a bit of a swelling there, Jim. Probably from that right hand. Doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't look like the kind of thing that'll swell up and close the eye. But it is there. Jeff just wrapped a couple of left jabs right on that spot.
The left-right combo works for Chandler.
There you see some of Chandler's defensive work in that previous series. Murata threw 4 punches, hit Chandler, but on the arms, the gloves, nowhere where he could do any damage.
You'll notice Murata has a wide scope when he punches, and all Chandler has to do is put those 2 arms up, and with any kind of speed at all, he can get them into position before those wide punches come around.
Break out, step out.
Murata. He's got his work cut out for him as we head into round 12. World bantamweight title at stake.
Chandler with a left, right, again. He's just picking his shot. If he gets that first one off now, he thinks he can get the second one behind it. Murata probably needs a knockout, I'd say, Jim, to win this fight, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, and he hasn't demonstrated yet the ability to land more than 1 punch, and very few of those.
But of course, Chandler has seldom been hurt, let alone come close to being knocked out in his career. Murata jarred him in the first round in Tokyo, but Chandler didn't look like his knees were buckled or anything of that nature.
We have a look at one of Murata's corner men. What's the Japanese word for knock him out? Sayonara, I guess. Huh?
Sayonara, right. Chandler's put on a really fine exhibition of boxing here tonight, Jim. The art is to hit and get hit as little as possible, to score with clean punches, to keep your opponent off balance. I think he's done all of those things tonight.
Jeff Chandler getting the crowd behind him right now. I think the fans would like to see a little bit more of action, but Eijiro prevents that. It's just not his style to keep up sustained punching.
He's also getting tired, which means that he's trying to get in close, hang on a little more. His punches now have a lunging, reaching quality to them rather than snap, which is why I'd be very surprised if he were able to knock Chandler out. Chandler seems to be almost playing with him now.
We're under a minute here in round 12. It's been a big one, a big round and a big fight for Jeff Chandler.
Murata getting plenty of advice from his corner. Sounds like he's got 3 different trainers giving advice to him.
Okay,
as far as punching power, I don't think he's concerned about his opponent's ability at this point. He feels that he has total control of the fight, and I'd have to agree with him.
Stranger things have happened in this game, however, so we will refrain from getting too supportive of Mr. Chandler. Just let him go to work up there in round number 13.
Murata holding him into the corner there. Chandler now putting the forearm up across, trying to push Murata off with the forearm across the Adam's apple, the windpipe there. It's a very effective maneuver. Oh, he hurt him with a right hand.
A right uppercut, Bob, and it landed flush on the jaw. It caught Murata off balance for
Murata
one
was
thing.
coming in, I think, when he got tagged there, and he was hurt. He's not, his legs don't look any too good.
Another uppercut.
He's really in trouble, Jim.
He's about to fall.
He is really in trouble. He's hurt.
He's tired and he's hurt. Jeff Chandler with a chance at a knockout, and he's going for it.
Nailed him with another little bit of a right uppercut. He's got to take his time. He hurt him again. He's down again. That was not as stunning a punch, but I don't think it takes as stunning a punch now to put Murata down. Up at 9.
I'm a little surprised if this continues. It won't continue for long.
Just hanging on now. Now Raynon finally steps in and stops it. Referee Vincent Raynon. A good move. Murata had
packages and
no way to defend himself other than to hang on, and that's not much of a defense, particularly when you've been on the floor twice already. Solid right uppercut in which Chandler got his whole shoulder and his arm. Put Murata down the first time in this round. The second shot, also coming up from underneath, was not nearly as solid, but didn't have to be.
There was still a minute and 50 seconds to go in round 13. When this fight was stopped, it is the 4th title defense by Jeff Chandler. And all but one of those a knockout. His second straight knockout here, defending that title. And he hugs his cut man, Eddie Aliano, up there. Let's take a look at some of that slow motion action. Some crisp right hands, and I think the difference here is
right uppercut.
Murata is a tired young man right now.
When Murata tried to hang on going down there, Chandler just put all his weight down on the back of his neck, forcing Murata to the floor.
We're going to take a look at some more action. Look at Murata now. He is both weary and hurt.
Hands down very low. He gets them up, almost exaggerated position. Got caught with another right hand coming up. That's the second time that he went down in that round. The referee, Vincent Raynon, allowed it to go on very briefly after that, but then stepped in to stop it. Good right uppercut again by Chandler. Murata holding on. That's all he can do at this point. Holding on. His legs are gone. Raynon goes over to separate them. Pushes Chandler away. He's going to let it continue another minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Vincent Rononi stops this bout at 1 minute and 52 seconds of the 13th round, and a winner by a TKO, and still the World Boxing Association Bantamweight champion, Jolton Jeff Chandler. Chandler.
He's punching as Cottrell goes through the ropes. Tony